The House notes that on June 28, 2024, the federal government signed what is known as the Samoa Agreement with the European Union, EU, to boost food security and inclusive economic development, among other vital areas. Concern that the agreement allegedly has some clauses that compel underdeveloped and developing nations to support lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT community as condition for getting financial and other support from advanced societies. Also concerned that Article 97 of the alleged agreement, which states no treaty, convention, agreement, or arrangement of any kind between one or more member states of European Union or one or more member states of OACPS members shall impede the implementation of this agreement, is seen as supremacy clause and thus violate Nigeria's sovereignty. Worried that other articles, especially Article 2.5, 29.5, 36.2, and Article 88 in the Samoa Agreement that was signed by the federal government may be inimical to the interests of Nigeria as a country and the values of our people as a whole. More so, it does not contain a reservation clause. Aware that Article 2.5 states that all parties systematically promote a gender perspective and ensure that gender equality is mainstream across all countries. Also worried that the phrase gender equality, as reported, is a Trojan horse for deceptively bringing in all sorts of immorality to our country, as gender no longer means sexes, male and female, as traditionally understood. It now includes homosexualism, lesbianism, transgenderism, and animalism. Further worried that the signing of such an agreement with the aforementioned clauses, if true, violate our sovereignty and is a clear contravention of Section 12(1) of 1999 Constitution as amended. The federal government may have signed the agreement without exhaustive consultation and consideration for possible long-term consequences. Resolve to call on the federal government to suspend the implementation of the Samoa Agreement until all controversial clauses are clearly defined to make sure that they do not violate any law in Nigeria. Mandate the Committee on National Planning and Economic Development, Justice, treaties, protocols, and agreements to interface with the relevant agencies to resolve all gray areas in the agreement and report back to the House within 4 weeks. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
There is no portion of that agreement that talks about LGBTQ or 150 billion. Hold on, let me finish. If you have it, bring it out here. I'll show it. In fact, 3 ministers have come out, including information, budget, and planning, in public to say there was nothing like that in the agreement. Go and Google your media. You will see the agreement, you will see it there. That it was never mentioned, it was never discussed. There is nothing like lesbian rights or gay rights. It is about human rights, environmental protection, and trade agreements, period. How on earth? If you have the agreement, bring it out here. There is nothing like that in that agreement.
This is the beauty of Parliament. People are allowed to be heard. Honorable Alexi Kweche, let me hear you.
This motion is one that is investigative. because it's an investigative motion, I will even caution that we should not be judgmental in our argument. But clearly, where the federal government is going into an agreement, by the provisions of Section 12 of the Constitution, the Parliament ought to be carried along. And if the Parliament had been carried along, these arguments, even from our people that we speak for, would not have been there, because Nigerians would have been better informed. The problem is that of lack of information. And as a Parliament, all we are saying is that we want to be satisfied that what the executive has told Nigerians is actually the true position of the facts. That's all we are asking for. At this stage, we are not condemning or accepting whether LGBT is in the contract or not. But we want to know, we want to confirm, and we want to affirm. So I would therefore pray that at this stage, we all support the motion and allow this investigation to go on. When we get the report of the investigation, we can then carry out a full debate on the outcome.
Mr. Speaker, this agreement has certain clauses that happens to be in variance with our way of life. We are Africans, we are not Westerners. We have our laws, we have our way of life, we have our way of doing things. And as far as I'm concerned, this issue of human rights, which Nigeria does not in any way violate, should not be implicitly enshrined into this agreement, and members representing the people. This is the people's house. This is the people's parliament. We stand here in my own right. I represent over 1.something million people from Aba, and I have been told that this particular human rights clause happens to be reprehensible, abominable, and we do not intend to stand for it. Do I speak the minds of my people here? Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, we cannot continue to do things that do not align, or that is... Can you hear me? Yes, go ahead. We cannot continue to engage in contrived way of governance, cosmetic way of running government. Let us focus on the issues that matter. Our people are hungry. Yes. Our people are starving. Yes. People cannot buy food. Yes. There is insecurity. Yes. There is no light in the country. Yes. Industries are not growing. Yes. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Why are we here talking about LGBT, GTBT, whatever? Let us concentrate on the issues that matter. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Speaker, our people are not interested in this. So let us step it down. Let us close it. Let us forget everything about it.
We finally say something, then we'll put the question.
Your amendment.
Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, let me speak for and in support of the motion raised by Honorable Aliyu Madaki. In a world where its covenants proclaim black inferiority, in a world where, despite evidence to the contrary, but insist that black Africa is synonymous to poverty, misery, and other social evils, it is from this world that every right-thinking Nigerian should raise to vehemently resist, object, and reject anything that will bring about interfering and working against our religion and our moral values. So, I would be very glad and happy that what the executives are claiming and they are saying, I pray God Almighty to make it true. If it is, we are home and dry. If it is not, we are calling on everybody involved that this agreement should not only be withdrawn, but an apology should be given to the entire Nigerians. This is my position, and I so submit.